Spirit in me. We've been talking a lot this month about bending reality. And in this month, we have learned that we can use stress to either motivate or aggravate. We get to choose. The body only knows how to use these stress hormones and which hormones to release by knowing our perspective and our belief in this stress being a motivator or an aggravator. We also learned that spiritual practice and healing go hand in hand. That's probably nothing new to learn. It's obvious. We've all experienced it. We also talked about our brain, thus our body, thus our life, works better when spirit, or whatever we want to call it, is purposefully in our lives. There's a centering down, as Howard Thurman says, when we are in that state of, not just state of mind, but state of being. State of minds come and go. State of being is what's always there. And when we reveal it, when we are aware of it, and when we stick with it, things are different in our lives. Our relation to things, both good, bad, or indifferent, and of course, we decide what those are, those change when we are revealing the divine at all times. We also learn to focus on what we want, not what we don't want. Focus on what we want and always keep our headlights on. Even in the daytime, keep our headlights on. See through not only these outer eyes, but the inner eyes. See what's going on. And watch it and listen to it and feel it and touch it and smell it and be a part of it. Be a part of life, what's happening in life. Don't just let things go by without going. I mean, you can choose to let it go by because that's nothing I am concerned with. But that's different than just going, did something just happen? You know? Kind of like this, goodbye, this condition is gone, I've decided right here and now. That's different than just letting life go by, just kind of sitting and staring. Unless you're meditating, then that's a different whole world. But today I want to talk about two more concepts. And these are Hindu concepts. And the first one is called Maya. Maya is a concept that talks about reality being an illusion. Now, those of you who have read philosophy and have read Descartes talks in similar ways too. So I want to break this down. Maya means the source, the cause, and May, and Ya means that which proceeds, goes, walks, or spread out. So literally, Maya means that which issues forth, expands, or arises from the source. From first cause, from the divine, from God, whatever you want to call it. Ralph Waldo Emerson, liked this concept of Maya, and he wrote a little poem, and it goes like this: illusion works impenetrable, weaving webs innumerable. Her gay pictures never fail, crowds each on other, veil on veil. Charmer who will be believed by man who thirsts to be deceived. So Emerson is saying, all this stuff is happening always in front of us, and we're deciding that not only are they facts, but they're truth. And when we do, and they're not good things, or they're things that we perceive as slowing us down, say you didn't get that job, or something similar to that, or you got some diagnosis, you accept that as the end of the story. And Emerson's saying, we are such that we believe that whatever happens, good, bad, or indifferent, that's the end of the story. We're done. Not that's always the beginning of the story. No, I didn't get that job. Good thing, because now I can go apply for this job, which I didn't know about because I was so logically, seemingly focused on this job. And here's the better one, at Disney instead of Universal, or instead of the Mead Corporation that makes paper. Whatever. This one will be more exciting, will pay me the same if not more, and I'll be doing what I would have been doing over here, but this is more exciting and now I don't have to move. Let's apply there. Good thing they said no. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have known about this one, because I would have thought, I'm focused on working for this paper company. When we think that way, we're always going to be at an end that usually doesn't allow us to bust through sword and zoom and grow and evolve. It's not that life is not there or does not exist, because life, it's always happening. I'm not saying that the facts aren't there. I'm saying that we know beyond the facts because we know the truth. And facts are different depending on your relationship to them and your perspective of them. And our connection to creation, whatever you want to call that, never goes away, really. So as we attach to it, then we start seeing reality differently than somebody else might see that. Because we're the thinker, we're not the thought. Do you get that? We're the thinker, not the thought. Yeah, thoughts go through your head, you have thoughts, but you can change those thoughts. You could not think that thought anymore, whatever it is, and create what it is you're thinking, or what it is you have thunk, into reality, into facts. We're the artists, we're making the art piece ourselves. We're using our beliefs, we're using our spiritual practices to bend reality by molding it. See, when we go into affirmative prayer, when we go into meditation, when we go into contemplation, we are molding what the universe is going to bring into our lives. And that could be the Mead Company coming back and go, we're wrong, we were wrong, please work for us, we'll pay for your move, we'll throw a $50,000 signing bonus, yes. Please. Not that you necessarily wanted to work for me, but you wanted this kind of job in this kind of company that respected you, that knew your work, and respected your work. And that vibration can change what you thought, what seemingly was a fact, what most people would call a reality, because you changed through the truth. Maya teaches us that one person's illusion is another's reality. That's why sometimes we can be in the same place, experiencing the same situation, even the same condition, and yet we go through it differently because our perspective is different. We get the same diagnosis, but I know I'm going to get through it, whereas the other person, oh shoot, most people don't do well with this diagnosis, or whatever. Most people don't do well when they're this tall or not this tall, when they have this kind of hair and not that kind of hair, and other things even more stupid than that. It's our perspective, it's our attitude, it's what we decide to do with that illusion called reality, those facts. Truth beats out facts. The second thing I want to talk about is called Upaya. So we have Upaya, we have Maya and Upaya. So Upaya is the art of knowing how to flow through the world's illusions by either skillful means or expedient means. So I have a parable to read you. It's a parable of the burning house. It's from the Lotus Sutra. And it says, a man comes home to find his house in flames. But inside his house are his children playing. So the father yells and tells the children to leave the house, but they ignore them. They ignore him because they're having too much fun playing with their toys. So he's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And finally he yells out, and he yells out this promise, and he says, I have brought you pretty carts drawn by deer, goats, and oxen, and they're full of toys. Come on out. Come on out, and you can have them. Well, the children, eager to have more toys and different toys, like a dog with a squirrel, they come out of the burning house just in time before the house falls down. But instead of the carts there that he describes, there's just one cart with no toys. It's a very nice cart. It is pulled by a bullock, which is sort of like an oxen, but it's not what he described. So in that fable, the question is the father guilty of lying? Because the father said, hey, come out here, I got toys, I got really cool carts for you to play on, and new toys. And they came out. Was he lying? Well, the Buddha says that the father was not lying because he was using what is called expedient means to save his children. He was using expedient means to step them into enlightenment. Remember, it's a fable. This is not giving you permission to run out and tell little white lies. Go a little deeper into the story. Because when I was reading the story, I was like, well, should I use that? Because either way, he's still lying. And I was like, no, go deeper. Hello, go deeper. It's a fable. The idea is that he informed them in the best way they could be informed for, in this case, saving their lives, but in the case of any philosophy and what I do, to inspire them to step up, to inspire them to be enlightened and to use this enlightenment. So, I do it. When you entertain God only and use that part of your ego, you're doing it. When you sit and be quiet and listen for spirit, you're doing it. We get informed by expediting expediting our enlightenment by using tools. The tools of spiritual mind treatment, tools of meditation, etc., etc., etc. The tools of using this card every day, affirmations of some sort. The tool of listening to me in my talk or other people's talks. The use of books that inspire you. Those are expedient means. The second part of this is skillful means. So we use specific methods, like I was saying, or techniques that fit the situation in order to gain enlightenment. Now, there's a story about, in India, there's a river, and it's a really rapid river. It's a very dangerous place. But the fishing is fantastic there. So these fishermen had to figure out, well, how do I get out there to drop my anchor and do some fishing and feed my family and everybody else's family and get through these rapids, because these rapids are just going to destroy our boat and kill us all. So what happened was that instead of just kind of muscling through with either motors or more men on rows, they figured out a way to go in between the ripples in the water. And it may not have been a direct route, but they went in between and around and up. And it's sort of like, when you watch, was it a Mission Impossible when they're going into a vault, and there's all these, or they're trying to take an art piece, and there's all these laser beams. And if you touch the laser, and they're doing all this kind of stuff, or flying down, or
Right.
That's what these fishermen did, and that was skillful means. They used their skill to get around what was in their way. St. Augustine of Hippo might not have known that St. Augustine was in who was from Hippo. He lived in 354 to 430. He wrote a book called Confessions, and in it he reminds us that God cannot be found out there. And he didn't mean out there like that. He meant out there, unless God is found in here. Don't you love these Catholic mystics? So too are the experiences that we require, that we step up into. We're not going to reveal our divine power out here in experience until we reveal it in here, in this experience, in this beingness. Richard Rohr, remember Richard Rohr, another Catholic mystic, but he's living now. Most of the Catholic mystics seem to be long gone, but he's around right now in Albuquerque. He wrote, "Only when we are eager to love can we see love and goodness in the world around us. We must ourselves remain in peace, and then we will find peace over there. Remain in beauty, and we will honor beauty everywhere." We're not going to see love and peace around the world until we have love and peace within us. And if you go to places, that are in turmoil, and especially talk to the leaders who are the ones that point the finger and push the buttons and make the calls to make that continue to happen, or inspire people to continue to think that way, you will see that they are not thinking love. They're not thinking peace. They're not being love. They're not being peace. So how could it be out there where they're in the world that they can affect? And then it becomes like a mass hypnosis. Everybody starts feeling that way because that energy in that country is all negative, is all non-love, non-peace. And it takes a great force, but not impossible, to change that around. Why does one see a problem and another an opportunity? That's similar to what I was speaking about before. They're bending, each person's bending reality to how they believe things are. It's either an opportunity, this negative thing, or it's something that's going to stop me. It's the end of the story. We have to believe in infinite possibilities. Sometimes it's hard to believe in infinite possibilities, especially when we're in the middle of chaos in our lives or trauma in our lives. But no matter what's going on, we have to come to the point where we remember, wait a minute, this is not the end of the story, because I get to decide when the end of the story is. When we meditate to open up to know we know what we know, Upaya the Maya. We bend reality. When we use affirmative prayer, revealing and declaring, receiving information, putting out ideas into the universe, we're Upaying the Maya. We're bending reality. When we see an opportunity in the face of adversity or tragedy, then we Upaya the Maya. We bend reality. When we live the woe is me life, just in general, versus the woe is me life, you know those people, maybe you've been one at one time, then we Upaya the Maya. We bend reality. We all got stuff. All God's children got stuff, and we have to just decide, do we want stuff to happen, or do we want a shift to happen? I could have made that rhyme a little more, but we're in church. So I ask you to take time to think about this, to start shifting. To start shifting to who you really are, the spirit in you, and allow your hands to do its work. And allow your lips to speak its truth. And allow your life to be the image of Spirit's love. As you hear your voice sing its song, feel your heart at peace, and allow your soul to be as if it is the laughter of a child. The laughter of the child, what is that like? Everything is fabulous. Everything is because they decide everything is fabulous. Now, they may not have all the stuff we got going on in our heads, but they still are deciding life is fabulous, and that laughter just comes out. That's the laughter of not only a child, it's the laughter of the divine. The enjoyment of life. Do these things. Allow Spirit to be a part of you. It is already, yes, but we can put blinders on. Take the blinders off and allow yourself to bend reality no matter what's in front of you and watch your life soar and zoom. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.